Hello and welcome to our first video in the series Yoga Props, what they are and how to use them. My name is Kira and today I'm guiding you through the yoga strap. Typically in a studio the straps are 6 foot length, but you can also get them in 8 and 10 foot lengths. So depending on the size of your body or the application, you can choose the length that's appropriate for you. One of the most common ways we use a yoga strap is in Supta Padangusthasana or reclined big toe. And that's the pose to really open up the hamstrings. We come down onto our backs, extend a leg up into the air, and some people can reach up and grab their big toe with the first 2 fingers and work on opening up that hamstring. But oftentimes the hamstring is really tight. I need to have a bend in my knee, and reaching just puts a lot of stress on my shoulder. So to facilitate this movement, I can grab my Handi Strap, put it around the bottom of my foot, kind of down by the heel. I can hold the strap in several different ways, and your teacher will often guide you. You can hold it with your arms straight, one tail of the strap in each hand. You might bend the elbows, a little more supportive on the shoulders. You can also, I'm using my right hand, reach that hand up. Palm is reaching for the strap. I wrap the back of the tails around my hand and I hold on. And that way I'm not gripping really tightly on the strap, it's firmly around my hand and I don't have to do a whole lot of work in the shoulder. So my shoulder can remain relaxed and I can work on whatever kind of movements I want to do in my leg. I can stretch to the sky, I can swing it out, bring it back, take it across the body. The second most common use of a strap is for shoulder openers. So I like to keep the strap in half. It just resists tails flapping around and hitting anything we don't want them to. Holding at least shoulder width apart, I go a bit wider because I have some rotator cuff issues. I can lift my arms up, I can lower them down, I can lift them up, I can bend to the side. This keeps my arms relaxed. I can also use it to do a twist. And I can also use it for a movement to bring my arms back behind me. So oftentimes we are guided to clasp the hands behind the back and do a lift and lower. But for a lot of people this is really uncomfortable. It could be in the rotator cuff, could be in the shoulder or in the wrist. And when we do it, we get ourselves into a really funky mess. So if we use our strap, again holding shoulder width apart or wider, I can much easier facilitate this movement. And I can go really wide if I need to. Maybe over time I work bringing my hands a little closer together. The other shoulder movement where this strap is very handy is in our cow face pose, where we bring one arm up this way, one arm behind us, and maybe we reach those fingertips. My fingertips are nowhere near each other, and in my trying to get my fingers together, I kind of lose the integrity of the pose. So again, strap is very helpful. I lift my arm up, holding the strap, bend my elbow, let the strap dangle down behind me, reaching my arm back around. Now I don't even have to worry about my hands coming anywhere near each other. I can create the tension I need to work my elbows in towards the body, and maybe one day my hands gently work their way up and down the strap and my hands touch. So much kinder on the shoulders, helps me develop more the strength in my arm and to really work on posture and keeping nice and tall. So moving away from the shoulders, we can come down to kind of the waist and our forward folding and how the strap can help with that. So a straight leg forward fold, Dandasana, staff pose, many different names. We sit tall. I'm imagining there's a wall at the bottom of my feet and I'm pushing my feet in, and I don't know, I'm not getting a whole lot out of this. I'm finding it a struggle. I'm trying to keep my feet active, but they want to flop. And when I fold forward, I'm reaching. I'm reaching with my shoulders, my spine is rounded, and it's really not very comfortable. What is this yoga thing anyways? So if I back up, find my strap, tuck it around the bottom of my feet, about around the balls of the feet. Now when I imagine my feet are pushing into the wall, I actually have something to push them into. I can push the balls of my feet into my strap, and that helps to activate deeper into my legs and straighten up my spine. And I can hang out here. And this is great, really opening up through the hamstrings. I have a tall spine, tuck in the belly. If I want to add a forward fold, the strap gives me a little extra to work with. So I can inhale nice and tall, exhale. As I'm pulling against my feet, I'm adding a little bit of resistance so my spine stays long and I'm not reaching with those shoulders. My elbows stay back by my sides. You might, as you move forward, roll the strap around your hands, inhaling and exhaling. We can also use the strap to help us in a half butterfly or Janu Shirshasana, head to knee. So again, the strap is around the bottom of the extended leg, around the ball of the foot. I can inhale nice and tall and exhale, keeping that spine long. My shoulders are down, my elbows are tucked in, and I can work my way gently forward. One more favorite pose of most people, really challenging, is boat pose. So boat pose, we'll see where we're at today. We lift our feet up. Maybe we're holding the back of the thighs. Maybe we extend up, but as soon as we do that, I start to round and I totally lose the point of the pose. This is a lot of stress on the belly. So one more time, grabbing hold of your strap, put it around the bottom of your feet. Very similar to our seated forward fold. And then lift your legs up. And maybe the knees stay bent, but again, I'm pulling, I'm resisting. So we've got these opposite forces in action. And maybe I can begin to straighten my leg and I don't lose the spine. I can stay nice and tall. And I can work on the strength of my leg, I can open my hamstrings, and maybe actually enjoy boat pose. So a couple more things we can do with the strap is to help us when we're standing and balancing. So when we come up to standing, give a little shake out. Maybe we've been guided to lift a leg up and hold the knee, or reach down and hold the toe, just like when we were reclined on our backs. But when we do that, sometimes, it's just, I don't know what I'm doing, this really isn't working. Use the strap. Put it around the bottom of your foot. So instead of holding the back of the thigh, you can lift the leg using the strap. Now I'm not using all of my strength. I'm using the strap as a support for my leg. And then maybe I can work on straightening my leg out in front. And then one day, I try to swing my leg out to the side. So I'm not reaching, I'm not pulling, I can maintain a tall spine, my foot is rooted down, and I can guide the strap, my leg with the strap. Another pose we can use this for when we're standing is dancer's pose. So what it might look like, and mine is by no means perfect, but we grab the ankle, we bow forward, extend, and reach the leg back. All the while trying to keep our hips square and not fall over. Often this movement is really challenging. Our knee doesn't want to bend, maybe our quads are really tight. So we could hold our pant leg, but it kind of stretches it out of shape. This is where your strap can come in handy. This time you're going to loop it around the ankle. So you might start by just holding your ankle, and eventually you can work, at a little resistance. And then maybe we try the dancer's pose. We fold forward a little bit, still holding my leg, got my balance, I stretch my arm. My other arm towards my foot is stretched out long. and we come into whatever variation our dancer's pose is today. Lots of ways you can use your strap when you're standing. Get creative. A couple other things we can do a little more on the restorative side is to make a loop with your strap. So often, it's funny, people ask, well, how do I do that? Because if you don't feed it the right way, the strap will slide and it doesn't actually hold. So you put the strap, I feel like an airline attendant showing the seatbelt. Pull the strap through the rings, and you're going to loop it back around to the outside strap, or outside loop. Feed it under. And when you give it a pull, it shouldn't separate. So really supportive hip opener that we can do using our strap is reclined cobbler's pose or Baddha Konasana or butterfly. So we take this loop, tuck it underneath us so it comes around the waist, like a really big seat belt. You want to make sure you turn your buckle to the side. You don't want that resting on your feet. And this is where sometimes an 8-foot or a 10-foot strap might be helpful. I bring my foot soles together and I tuck the strap underneath my feet. And then my buckle, which is sitting right here, I can pull that tail to create some tension. So the strap is around my waist and the bottoms of my feet. Kind of hard to see in the black pants, but it's there. Now I can sit in butterfly and I don't have to worry about that pressure trying to keep my feet together. And maybe you practice a little forward folding, or maybe you lie down. So now I can hang out in this hip opening position. My legs are supported and I don't have to worry about creating extra tension. The muscles in my legs are actually quite soft. They're nice and relaxed. You can hang out here for as long as you like. When you're ready to come out, you might loosen your strap. Just pull that buckle and loosen the strap a little bit. Bring your knees up. Slide the straps off. And then maybe you're ready for Shavasana or whatever instruction your teacher has for you. So that's just a few ways to use a strap. I hope you found it helpful, and as always with all of our props, experiment if you're not quite sure, if you can't reach. Straps are really helpful in allowing us to reach a little farther forward. So find a strap. If you don't have a strap, you can use a tie, a belt, bungee cord maybe, a little more stretchy. But anyways, play around and see what happens and enjoy.